Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Skilled Trades Task Force meeting that is chaired by Council President Brenda Jones. She will be joining us momentarily. I am Linda Wesley, her Community Relations Manager, and so I'm just going to get started until she arrives. So just want to kind of go over the overview of the Skilled Trades Task Force. Does everyone have an agenda? If you don't have an agenda, we do have some on the back table. If you raise your hand, there's a gentleman that is gracious enough to help us from our Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence's staff. So the purpose, as there are several construction jobs going on currently and forthcoming, we are in need of more citizens of Detroit to be prepared to help build our city. The Skilled Trades Task Force brings developers, contractors, skilled trades, artisans, and the community together in a municipality. Sponsored format to discuss opportunities, share details of training and apprenticeships, and expose constituents to these construction experts and elements. The goal is Council President Jones' goal is to provide an atmosphere where diverse stakeholders of the skilled trades community can build rapport, report greater understanding, and allow members of the community to ask questions and get information. President Jones urges those seeking a career in trades to take advantage of the resources available in the room and from the mobile one-stop unit that is right outside. Council President Jones' vision is to continuously educate our City of Detroit residents, veterans, and youth about skilled trades field and the many opportunities it provides. Also, the vision encourages students to become more enthusiastic about reading, math, and science to become better prepared for these opportunities. Now, our agenda, we're going to have a brief introduction of all of the unions, contractors, and developers that are here with us, and we thank them for their time because everyone that you see here has volunteered their time to come out so that you can gather more information from the experts, and they have volunteered their time. So let's applaud them for their time. So we're going to start on this end. We're going to just give a very brief introduction. If you will just please give your name and who you represent only so that we can move the agenda forward. Thank you. And then we'll get a deeper dive in a little later.
Okay. My name is Laura Reyes-Kopak. I work with the Mechanical Contractors Association. We represent the contractors and have collective bargaining agreements with Plumbers Local 98 and the Pipe Fitters 636. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Prudence Rose. I'm with Must Careers. I represent all the different trades, and I try and help people get a job in the building trades. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rick Bruce. I'm with the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, Local 58. How many people want to be an electrician? All right, we got a smart group out there. Great to hear. I'm a little biased. If you want more information, go to ibewlocal58.org.
Hello, my name is Tom Ward. I represent the bricklayers and allied craft workers here in Metro Detroit.
Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. My name is Adrienne Bennett. I'm the president and CEO of Benkari Mechanical. We are a plumbing company, a mechanical company in Detroit, and I can hire you.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Anthony Ramos. I represent Iron Workers Local 25.
I'm Adrian Bonds, president and business agent of Roofers Local 149.
My name is Awanate Kabin. I'm with the Detroit Pistons. We're developing a practice facility and corporate headquarters in New Center on Amsterdam between 2nd and 3rd.
Clark Lewis, development manager at the platform. We were hired by the Pistons to be their owner's rep on this project, and we'll be assisting them in coordination with the general contractor and the architect on the project.
Michael Martin, I'm project manager with the platform. I'll be working with the Pistons to build the practice facility.
And from the audience, if we can have those of you go to the mic and just give a brief introduction of yourself, we greatly appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kelly Miller. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Detroit Employment Solutions Corporation. We are a Michigan Works agency.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Krista McKinney-King. I'm the principal at Randolph Career and Technical Center, the only career tech center that features skilled trades.
Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Bryce. I'm the Exploring Development Executive with the Boy Scouts of America over our early workforce apprenticeship programs. And so I see a lot of great people, a lot of great opportunities. We can serve a lot of great youth through your programs. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Willie Bell with the FARM program, Family Assistance for Renaissance Men, program designed to reunite fathers with their children, but we help them with workforce development skills as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to give everybody yourself a good round of applause for coming out here today. It's a nice, beautiful crowd. I'm here on behalf of Local 1191, Antoine Bell, one of the business agents. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. And let's go forward and move Detroit.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Malik Riley. I'm the Youth Career Advisor at Sir Metro. We service 16 to 24-year-olds.
Great. Well, thank you all so much. And I want to give a special thank you to Local 1191 for allowing us to host the meeting here. Thank you. So we'll get started with our guest. We have a couple of guest speakers. So we're going to get started with the Pistons, and I'm going to let them take it away.
Good afternoon. I guess it's good evening now.
If you could pull that mic a little closer to you. Thank you.
Can you hear me now? Yeah? Okay. So as I mentioned, my name is Awanate Kabin. I'm Director of Business Affairs with the Detroit Pistons. And as some of you may have heard, we are building a corporate headquarters and practice facility on Amsterdam between 2nd and 3rd Streets, directly across from Henry Ford's headquarters at 1 Ford Place. This is the Skilled Trades Task Force meeting, so I'll go through a little bit of how we vision the building and then turn it over to Clark and Michael to say a little bit more. The building's going to be approximately 167,000 square feet. It's going to be 4 floors, and it's going to be on the campus with a four-level parking deck, and separately, Henry Ford is going to build a new Centers for Athletic Medicine, which will be, I think, around 25 or 30,000 square feet. The estimated cost for the project is about $60 million, and the Pistons portion is going to include a practice facility for our players, offices for our coaches, general managers and other front office staff, and our business operations staff is going to move down from Auburn Hills as well. So our vision is that we'll have our entire organization in one place. For those of you who have been to the Palace at all, we have offices in the Palace, and our practice facility is behind the building, but this will really make New Center our home and have all of our 150 plus employees in one place. So I'll turn it over to Clark and Michael to talk more about the development.
And I would add one unique thing about this performance center. It will feature some retail, which will be unique for practice facilities. So there will be that really, community-facing, neighborhood-facing element to the project, which we all like. Just to update everyone where we are at in the process, Rossetti is the architecture firm that's designing the complex. They're designing the performance center, the parking deck, and the Center for Athletic Medicine. So it'll be one cohesive design. It'll also have one construction manager on the project. We are currently in the process of interviewing potential candidates for that and hope to wrap that up later this week. There'll probably be more of the one fielding a lot of the opportunities on the construction side of things. So we look forward to any opportunities to present today and moving forward for the Performance Center. You want to add anything?
I would just simply say that everyone from the Pistons to Henry Ford to the platform and every construction manager that we've interviewed through the process is committing to maximizing the use of Detroit residents in the personnel that builds the projects. That said, there's been, through the Little Caesars project, through others that are going on, it's been difficult to find enough skilled workers, so I encourage everyone here to get involved, get connected with the people up here, get in training sessions, learn, and there's opportunities now and there's opportunities to come for as long as the activity that we're seeing now continues. So I think there's good opportunities to get involved and benefit from what's happening here.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to Rick Preuss now.
Yeah, just a few questions is, when's our start date and our completion date?
Yeah, so currently we're started construction documents. We'll have an excavation package done in August, and we hope to start towards the end of September. Completion will probably be second quarter of 2019. So it's about a 18 to 22 month construction period starting this September.
Okay, great. And do we have a projected manpower that we're going to have for that project? Like we're going to need about 200 or 300?
I would guess it's about 180 to 200 a day on site.
And then once the practice facility is completed, is there going to be anybody staffed there full-time staff, like 100 people or 50 people?
As far as facilities?
As far as the facility is concerned.
So the Pistons organization.
Could you talk into the mic?
So and Michael, you can add to this if I understate anything, but we obviously currently own and operate the Palace. That's going to be operational for the next 2 years while our staff and players are still there. So we do have facilities, people on staff, and have not yet decided whether they will come down with us or whether we'll find new staff when we come to Detroit.
Okay, great.
I would add that the retail opportunities will provide job opportunities.
Okay, great. Now, this is just from some of the meetings, the earlier meetings that we were going to, there was some talks about being able to come in there and actually watch the Pistons play, that there would be, practice, an area that people would able to glass. I don't know if there'd be like an area where people could actually watch, or is that something that's open to the public or not?
So the practices will not regularly be open to the public. What we committed to is having at least one open practice per season that's free and open to the public somewhere in the city of Detroit. We are currently in the planning stages for that, and it's likely to be in early October, but the NBA schedule has not been announced yet, so we haven't finalized our practice schedule.
I would just add, Rossetti is looking at opportunities where you could see the courts when it's not being used and things like that within the retail. And also the Pistons want to, include the broadcasting on street level. So there's kind of that interaction like there are in big cities where you can see, you might catch a glimpse of a player being interviewed or something along those lines.
Excuse me, may I? Okay. Out of the 167,000 square feet, how much of that square foot is going to be office space and retail space?
Off the top of my head, I think it's about 100,000 square feet for the office component of it. I think about 20,000 square feet of retail, if it includes the basement portion.
And just so it's a little less cryptic, we're looking at having some street-level retail space in the building. We're exploring opportunities with a couple of banks, some restaurants or delis, and maybe even some type of fitness or exercise center, because as we were talking through and going through the community benefits process, we realized that there were, I don't know how many of you have been to Amsterdam between 2nd and 3rd. Other than Henry Ford's parking lots, there's not a lot over there. So we're hoping to, despite the fact that many or no other NBA headquarters or practice facilities include public-facing elements. We're attempting to incorporate those into the ground level of our project so that even if you aren't coming there to play or watch the team every day, that you can still have some interaction with the building. So it's not kind of a closed-off building.
Will this project be union and non-union, or non-union, or prevailing wage?
Due to the size of it, I anticipate a lot of the subs chosen will be union, but does not have to be union. It is a prevailing wage job.
It is prevailing wage. Okay.
And I would say that as soon as we get a general contractor on board, we'll finalize all those decisions. We're not in the business of building. We're hopefully in the business of winning championships. So we'll have more information on that front shortly.
Okay, do we have any other questions from the front panel here? Any other questions from our unions? No? Okay, I'm going to ask if you all have any questions for the Pistons and for the Pistons only. If you will form a line and please ask your question, please make sure that you speak into the mic. We greatly appreciate it.
Hi. For the practice facility, did you guys receive any city money?
So for the practice facility, we received 3 abatements. One was a brownfield reimbursement. The facility or the parking lot on which the facility is located was, I think, 20 or 30 years ago an industrial facility, so there's some remediation to undergo, as well as the parking lot is a reimbursable expense if there's not a lot of parking in that area, as well as personal property and real property tax abatements.
I'm representing several different areas, block club, school. I'd like to know what percentage of your workforce will be Detroit residents and the other will be all over Michigan.
So we don't. Oh, thank you for your question. We don't know that at this current point. As Clark mentioned, we're not going to move into the facility until the second quarter of 2019. As such, we still have to operate our business for the next 2 years, and we hope to maximize Detroit resident participation post-construction as well, but we haven't done that planning to this point.
Is there anyone else that may have some questions for the Pistons? Okay, come on, you guys. I know you guys have some questions. Now is the time. You have an opportunity. Please feel feel open to come and ask your questions of the Pistons, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon again, Detroit Pistons.
Can I just add one thing to the previous question? I know it was about post-construction, but during construction, in our conversations with City Council, we committed to 51% Detroiters during construction, as well as 30% of Detroit-based businesses contracting.
Did you say 61?
51.
So you actually just answered one of my questions.
Great.
The second question was, how much did the city actually fund for the project?
So the city, there was no direct funding. Mm-hmm. It was all tax abatements. So currently, the land where the facility is located is a tax-exempt parking lot. So the city gets no tax revenue from it, or very little. My understanding is that it's around $100 a year. There was 2 tax abatements that were passed that operate for 10 years. So it's about 50% taxes are abated for the first 10-year window, and then the brownfield reimbursement on top of that.
How much was the reimbursement?
So the reimbursement is a maximum of $20 million of the taxes that we pay.
Thank you.
Brandon Bryce, representing Boy Scouts of America. Quick question for the Pistons. What other opportunities or programs were there for the surrounding youth? So what other opportunities, are the Pistons bringing other than just the practice facility for that area?
So as part of our agreement with the city, there were a few things that we committed to doing. One was the open practice that I mentioned before. Others were we committed to camps in the city. I think 2 free camps and/or clinics in the city every year. We committed to the $2.5 million over 6 years to renovate or refurbish 60 Department of Parks and Rec basketball courts. We also agreed to at least 20,000 free tickets for Detroit youth and residents every year for at least the first 6 years. All of that is in addition to the over $1 million in a year our foundation has done in Detroit over the past couple years. We're planning to continue that. So whether it's contributions to City Year for education, that's a math and English program. We sponsor Osborne High School on the east side of Detroit. Grow Detroit's Young Talent, the Mayor's Summer Jobs Program. Despite our being in Auburn Hills, we've sponsored 65 kids, $100,000 last year, and we're doing the same this year. And because it's Grow Detroit's Young Talent and not Grow Auburn Hills' Young Talent, we are spreading those youth out to our community partners instead of, because I understand the transportation's an issue. So we are continuing to make our community investments aside from our agreement with City Council.
Quick question, just follow up. What specifically for DPS? You mentioned Osborne, but you've got 3 schools that are neighboring that project. Has there been anything on the table for those schools specifically?
So outside of Osborne and our $50,000 a year annual scholarship that we do during Black History Month, we don't have any other programs with DPS. But we feel that through City Year and our 3-year, $300,000 contribution, which affects Osborne, as you mentioned, and we're in the 12th year of our Black History Month scholarship program, of which 6 of the 8 schools that compete in it are DPS schools, that the students of Detroit do see some benefit from the Pistons investments in the city before even talking about basketball courts or mentoring programs or anything else that we do.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for your questions. Adrian.
Question. How will it be monitored for the 51% of residency and the 30% of Detroit-based businesses?
That's been an important topic in the interview process with the construction managers. So each construction manager has their own process of how they actually document it, but it's something that we plan to include in our bid and procurement strategies. So every trade that we bid, it's going to be part of the submission criteria in addition to price, listing their total man hours, total hours performed by Detroit residents. And if they can't meet the criteria, there's actually basically an added cost to their price, which makes them less competitive. So in addition to the commitment that we have organizationally, there's a monetary incentive as well for us to use Detroit residents as the workers.
And I would add to the city, the Human Rights Department for the city of Detroit will monitor on a regular basis, I believe it's quarterly, it may be monthly, the number of Detroiters that are working on the project. And Wayne County has said they're going to do the same thing for Wayne County residents as well.
Wayne County residents? Okay, so my next question then, with the Detroit-based business, and you're saying the Human Rights Department from City of Detroit will be monitoring it. The monetary fine is, I want to call it a fine, so there will be a fine? No.
No, so for the 51%.
Yeah. So our preferred outcome is 51% of the work or more is performed by Detroit residents. If a subcontractor who's submitting a bid cannot achieve that, there's an assessment that's tacked on to their price, which makes them less competitive against another bidder who can perform it.
So I have to ask, how is that assessment going to be accomplished? I mean, okay, let's say somebody submit a $100,000 bid. Is it going to be 10%, 20%? I'm just curious. Or do you know at this time?
It's it's cohesive with the executive order and what's outlined there. So
okay.
It's a fine, I guess.
Okay.
We like to look at it as workforce training.
You answered the question.
Yes.
Yes.
I just have
Okay.
one question regarding the executive order that you've been discussing. And I was curious if that executive order if it's going to be the same commitment as with the arena, because MCA in Local 98, the carpenters and the millwrights entered into an agreement with the city that if they recruited 25% of their apprentice classes over a 10-year period, that there would be no fines or assessments to those individuals signing the mayor's agreement.
Yeah, my understanding is that they would, those two agreements that were set in place
Would still be honored in
would
this
be honored.
project?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The one other thing that I would add that's relevant to this conversation is, as part of our agreement with the city, we are going to contribute $100,000 to the Detroit Employment Solutions Corporation this year. So hopefully that'll help with some of the workforce and training efforts.
Another question. I was just curious, are you going to make any commitments to contribute any money to Randolph, which is the Career Technical Education School?
We have had, my understanding from the workforce development team in the mayor's office was that they had not yet earmarked our $100,000, so we are planning to have a conversation with them about earmarking a portion of that to Randolph.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When is the bidding process going to start, and what contractors are going to be invited on the bidding process?
Depending on the trade, site work and foundations is going out to bid very shortly. After that, it's probably the next bid issuance will probably be September, October. And the bid list will be determined primarily by the construction manager that we select, obviously with input from the Pistons. But again, all of the firms that we're considering are locally based, fully aware of the 51% commitment and the 30% Detroit business commitment, and know that that is A, a criteria of their selection, B, a priority for Pistons and ownership to achieve those percentages.
Okay, as with any project, manpower is selected. A lot of contractors don't hold the same manpower day in and day out. You saying that's a requirement for bidding, or you're gonna fine them for not having Detroit residents? You know, as you, I don't know if you know, but as you know, as a project manager, we put guys on the jobs after they start, not before they start.
Right.
So how are you going to control that, and how are you going to monitor that?
So you're correct in a typical situation where a contractor's pulling from a union hall or pulling from a labor pool, right? You get whoever's available and not working at the moment. Our preference is to engage contractors that have their own steady workforce, upon which we can base the calculations of how many of them are Detroit residents, what percentage that is, what hours work that represents. That will be in the bidding process, and throughout their performance on the job, we're going to monitor it on a regular basis. And if we see that there's any significant slippage from what was represented in the bid, there's going to be conversations with their ownership and measures taken to try to improve it.
What's going to be your state safety standards per your bidding process? Are you going to be looking for any particular contractor with a credible work performance, or accidents, or how are you going to look at that contractor? How are you going to
safety, I think, for everyone is an important priority, right? We want everyone who comes to work in the morning to go home at night. The specifics of the safety program will be determined by the construction manager, and the sort of ins and outs and the daily operation of that program is by the construction manager and then the foremans from each sub. But again, as an ownership group, it's a top priority, and it's going to be something that we monitor and make sure that is being implemented.
The other thing I would say is, as we have been going through the general contractor interview process, the four things that I know our team has been looking at is the ability to get the job done, obviously cost, but also safety and the ability to engage Detroit residents and Detroit businesses as the four things that we asked every contractor to come to the table with at a minimum.
What general contractors do you have lined up thus far? Have you interviewed already?
So we in conjunction with Henry Ford, we put out an RFP on July 11th to 15 firms. We received 7 responses, and today actually interviewed 4 of them. So we told them that we'd have an answer by the end of this week. I don't want to violate any confidentiality provisions and non-disclosure.
Thank you.
Okay, our last question for the Pistons would be Adrian McKeith, that is standing right there.
Hi, A.K. Beno Benkari, Mechanical Project Manager. For the MEP, will it be design assist or no?
There may be design assist opportunities within the MEP trades. That's again something we're going to defer primarily to the construction manager based upon their assessment of procurement, schedule, et cetera. But it's something that was discussed in depth in the interviews today. It's something that we're open to, but will be need-based, based on each trade, and from the recommendation of our construction manager.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask another just follow-up question. Will there be a publication of the people that honor the commitment of 51% as well as those that do not honor the commitment, and how much the assessed value is on the contract for not honoring that commitment?
My understanding, and I'm sure Council President can correct me if I'm wrong, is that the Department of Human Rights reports are public, and that that information will be available at City Hall or KMAC building.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to thank you all for being here with us. I think you have another appointment and you have to leave, I think. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for asking and answering the questions that everyone had, and we look forward to working together.
Likewise, and if you have any additional questions, Council President and Ms. Wesley have all of our information, so they will forward them to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to ask Judge King if he will join us. Thank you. And Judge King has some valuable information to share. I want to, as he's coming forward, take an opportunity to welcome everyone to the Skilled Trades Task Force. If this is your first time here, don't make it your last time. We are on the roll and in an effort to get everybody that want to be employed. That is our goal. Our goal is to get everyone trained that want to get a job. We know everybody don't want one, but we know there are some that do. And so my goal and our goal up here is to try to help everybody that wants to be helped, no matter who they are, no matter where they are. We want to concentrate right now on Detroit, but we're going to help everybody because we want everybody employed. Because once we get everybody employed in Detroit, and they ain't got no job in Easter, they're going to come stealing from us in Detroit. So we want them all to have a job. So we want to get everybody a job that wants a job. And so, Judge King, thank you for being here. Thank you to the panel. In case no one said anything, these seats are those that come and volunteer of their time because they want to assist people after they've worked a long day. They come and volunteer their time. And I'm sorry, I'm late. I worked one of them long days today. Today was our last day in session, and we started at 10 o'clock, and we just getting out. So that's why I'm late. But Judge King, take it over.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for having me. I recognize that one of the biggest barriers to unemployment is people without driver's license. Is that many of our residents do not have a driver's license. And so that directly impacts our court, 36th District Court. Because in 36th District Court, by far the largest portion of our docket deals with traffic offenses. So the situation is this, and no one here is a stranger to it, is that when people in Detroit get pulled over and they get tickets. Oftentimes it's because they don't have a driver's license, or the driver's license is suspended, or they don't have insurance, registration, and the like. So we've reached this slippery slope, and for years and years and years, what was happening is that when you get these tickets, people would, I don't know, shove them in their glove compartment box or whatever, and ignore them and not come to court because they figure, hey, I don't have the money to pay for this anyway. I'm just not going to come. Well, many of the traffic offenses that you may get, whether it's no insurance or operating without a driver's license, are misdemeanors. And if you get a misdemeanor and you don't show up for court, what happens then is that you get a warrant for your arrest. If you have a warrant for your arrest, who's going to hire you? Number one. The other problem is that my colleagues were capiasing people who didn't show up for their court dates, and they were putting large bonds on people. So if you didn't show up, then you would have like $5,000 bond or a $10,000 bond. Well, who could afford to pay that to get this bond, to get this warrant lifted off of you, and now try to resolve your matter in court and then lead you down the path to getting your driver's license? Well, that just wasn't happening. And so back in 2012, when I became chief judge at 36th District Court, I was chief judge from 2012 to the end of 2013. Council President Jones came to me, and she had me come to a meeting that was almost like this, and we brainstormed as to what we could do to make it easier for you to get your driver's license, to get those warrants lifted off of you. So we came up with a process by which you could pay $100 and get every ticket that you had in the city of Detroit come before a judge and resolve it before that judge. And many times that would entail getting on a payment plan and that type of thing. And so that was the first step in getting people back driving legitimately. Now, I don't have a docket that's overwhelming where I have crowds this size in my courtroom and we're on the record till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, nonstop. So there's been some changes in the court, but the good news is I'm happy to report that we're kind of back to that same thing now, to where you can pay $100 to get that warrant lifted off of you. And we've taken even a step further, where we've created a walk-in docket where you don't necessarily need an appointment to come to resolve your matters. And because there's such a large number of people with outstanding warrants and so forth, we have to do it by alphabetical order. So those people who have their last names beginning with A through C can come in on Monday on our walk-in docket at 1 o'clock. You will check in at the information desk on the first floor and pay the $100. That warrant is now taken off of you. All of your warrants are taken off of you, and you're giving a court date for you to appear. Now, I don't know what's going to happen at the court date. Once you come in, it depends on the judge. Some judges will give community service. The bottom line is Detroit, like no other city, is very amenable to working with you, okay? Young man I was trying to help out yesterday appeared in Livonia, and he was assessed almost $400 in costs and fines. Well, to some people that's not a lot of money, but to him it was a lot because he's not employed. If that was to happen in the city of Detroit, myself and judges like myself would most likely give that young man community service, or give him enough time to where he's able to pay that amount of money, okay? So, and that's unfortunately what's driving all of this is money. When you go to these other jurisdictions, all they want is your money. They know you don't want the points on your driving record, and they want your money. And they really don't care about how you get it, where it's coming from, and that type of thing, just so long as you bring it. Well, our position in Detroit is a little different. We try to work with you. So we will put you on a payment plan. Now, we expect you to abide by that payment plan, and if you don't, well, you have to suffer the consequences like anything else, because we need that money to operate our city government as well. But again, so A through C, Monday. If your last name is D through H, Tuesdays. I through L, Wednesdays. M through R, Thursdays. And S through Z on Fridays. Okay? That's our walk-in docket. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Any questions?
Judge King.
Hold on. Everybody just what? We getting it, 2 people, 3 people talking at one time. Let me do this, please. Let's go over there first, and then right here. And then if you have a question and you're in the audience, please go to the mic.
Judge King, how is your payment plan devised? Is it an ability to pay, working, unemployed? How do you ascertain?
We pretty much leave it up to the person, but within some parameters. Like, we're not going to give you 2 years to pay it, but I believe that they ask for, and I say I believe because I'm no longer affiliated with that docket. I only do felonies now, but because I do have some knowledge of the area and have done this before, from what I recall, there's a form that's filled out that asks for your pertinent information, if you are employed and so forth. How much are you going to pay today? When can we expect to receive the next payment, and so forth? If you don't follow through on the payment plan, then you may be show caused. And what we mean by show cause is you must show cause, give a legitimate reason why you have not paid, and why the judge should not hold you in contempt of court. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Bennett?
Hello, Judge King. I'm Adrienne Bennett. I'm the president, CEO, and owner of Ben-Carr Mechanical. I have had quite a few coming up to me when I've been here at City Council President Brenda Jones's Skilled Trade Task Force, where I could hire them, but because they do not have a valid driver's license, I can't touch them. So my question to you, I think it's intimidating. They're scared.
Absolutely.
If there's a warrant already out for their arrest, for them just to walk into a court and say that.
Well, that's the reason that I'm here, to relieve some of that stress that a lot of people have. And believe me, I get that. But the best that I can do is by word of mouth, letting people know that if you come in, even though you have warrants on you, we're not going to arrest you. Believe me, the Wayne County Jail is full. We like to fill the Wayne County Jail up with murderers and rapers and robbers and those type of folk, not people who are driving without a license.
Other than speaking here to this population, how else is the word being put out to the population? Because if they're not here, I'm not sure.
I understand. And understand this, I'm not here in any official capacity. I'm here as a guest of Madam President, who asked me to come. I didn't ask permission.
Thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure. I didn't ask permission from the court to speak on behalf of the court. I just came because it's information that I need to
that needs to get
let
out.
people know.
Because there's a lot, I mean, you would not believe how many we could hire that are Detroit residents to meet this 51%, and that's what's holding them back.
And that's the thing. I don't want people staying away because they're intimidated or they're afraid or they just don't have the knowledge. We are willing to work. We want you to drive. The more people we have driving, the less work we have to do.
Thank you, sir.
And so also, I'm working with the Detroit Employment Solution Corporation for us to try to find a way to help pay off those responsibility fees.
Driver responsibility.
We are working together to try to come up with a way to be able to do it. We can't use city dollars for it, but we can try to find a solution and try to find a way to use the dollars that was there for penalties. And so we are trying to work through a way to be able to do that. Okay? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Brenda Jones, for this opportunity. I'm Percy Johnson, and I actually have been talking to quite a few individuals who have this issue about the tickets. So is there a phone number, contact number that you have that a person can call and an address of where this location is?
Well, it's at 36th District Court, 421 Madison.
Okay, that's 421
Madison.
421
That's
Madison.
36th District Court.
Okay.
All they have to do is come there and go to one of the first floor windows.
Okay, what's the hours?
1 o'clock. If
One?
you're talking about our walk-in docket,
right,
they have to be there by 1 o'clock.
1 to how late? Oh, you have to be there at 1?
Yes.
Okay. You
And
have
then
to be there at
they'll be
at 1.
directed to a courtroom or they'll be given a court date.
Okay, you come there at 1 o'clock according to your last name.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't have a phone number where a person can call.
I wouldn't advise anybody trying to call 36th District Court.
Okay, all right.
I'm just being honest.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
I don't even know what number to call other than my chief judge's number. So.
Okay, so you said now this gives them an opportunity to pay this $100 and
Get those warrants lifted off of them, which is the big thing.
Okay, to get the warrants lifted off of them.
Get a court date and get those matters resolved. Now, a lot of people don't know because a lot of people have stayed away from the system so long that they have tickets that have been dismissed administratively. Because if it's older than 2007, the court went through them, not all tickets, like drunk driving tickets and stuff like that, they didn't dismiss. But a lot of other tickets, especially civil infractions, well, not civil infractions, but a lot of the old tickets, because we recognize that police officers have retired, nobody's going to remember anything from 2006, and we have gone through those and purged our system and dismissed a number of tickets that you think you still have.
Okay.
So when you go to this first floor window, they're going to pull everything that you have in the city of Detroit and send it before one judge for resolution. The city attorney will dismiss half or 3/4 of what's there and have you plead to what is there, pay a little of it now, and put you on a payment plan for the rest.
Okay, so that's just lifting the warrant, but that's not really giving them a valid driver's license until they
No, you
get
still
the
have that
payment.
extra step of going through the Secretary of State, and I just found out recently that the Secretary of State will impose their own penalty if your driver's license has been suspended for a period of time. And that has nothing to do with the court, and we can't do anything about that.
Okay, and you just handle in Detroit, 36th District Court
Just
issues,
36th District,
not
yes, sir.
Michigan.
No, just
Livonia.
36th District.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
How you doing?
Good.
I want to know, how do we stop that cycle? Because even if we got the license, the car insurance that we was expecting, that D insurance, and we just don't have the rates for car insurance. Is this, if we have one or the other, and you know,
I feel you. I can barely afford the insurance.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We was waiting on D insurance, but we ain't never seen it. A lot of people in my community voted for Duggan because of that D insurance, and we just haven't seen it.
So let me
it's a
respond to
cycle.
you.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. It's me again. The insurance is not determined by the court. The insurance is not determined by us, the city council. The insurance, if there's going to be anything with the insurance, it's determined at the state level by the state representatives. Mayor Duggan did work for and did work on D insurance. It wasn't anything that I supported, and I did not support it because I felt that it was an inferior insurance for Detroit residents. However, it never even came out of the state. Our state legislators did not vote to support it either. Now, what actually happens is, if in fact we get something from the state, it comes to the city, and the city then votes on who's going to be the insurance carrier for them. And so the state is getting ready to, I believe, work again on trying to get some type of insurance package that will help the city of Detroit, help do some type of relief to the city of Detroit, because our insurance is definitely too high. I also, in return, is working with some insurance agents to find out why we're being redlined, because actually I truly believe that we're being redlined. And while we are trying to find somebody that's going to help us, I think we need to deal with what the problem really is. Let's deal with the problem as opposed to just putting a Band-Aid on the problem, because let's just say, the fact of the matter is, what does education level have to do with Your insurance. What does credit scores have to do with your insurance? I moved from one location to another, from the west side to the east side, and my insurance went up $60 a month. I didn't get any tickets. I didn't have any accidents. My zip code changed. So there is a problem that exists, and so we need to try to deal with what the problem is. But again, that's just state legislators, and not the judges, not city council, but the state legislators. And again, the mayor, from my understanding, is he will be working with some state legislators to try to see what type of package can be put together that will be a package for the state of Michigan.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon or good evening.
Good evening, good afternoon.
And thank you so much for the work you do.
Thank
and
you.
And because of the work that you do, we're developing young men like this. Come forward, everybody. We're developing young men like this and developing job skills in them, getting them jobs. I know you had something to do with Grow Detroit Young Talent. 4 of these young men right here are part of the program. They're part of the farm program with us right now as well. So I'd like, I'd like to applaud these guys for the efforts that they're making. 6 of the young men here are also fathers coming into the program who may have found themselves before you, Judge King. Thank you so much for your support of the program. I know you probably don't remember all the things that you do, but when I come to the court and you assist us with their situations, letting us know, navigating us through the process like you're doing today, that's very helpful, because we have men in the program who find themselves under the barriers of driver's license issues, trying to get jobs, trying to change, do the right things, but just there's nowhere for them to go. So Farm, our program is doing those things. We're in court today with one of the young men today, and the judge, because of the program, told him, your situation is straight. He wiped it out. This was out of 34th District Court. So, and going away out in Romulus, that's a whole nother different animal. But my point to you guys today, I want to commend you guys for being here and for starting this. Council President, thank you so much, because you guys help put the lead the way with helping organizations like mine. Mr. Pruce, Laura, Tom, I have yet to talk to you again, because we talked probably about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and we got to get back together. So if you got something for our guys, we got 6 of these guys ready to go right now, and the Grow Detroit Young Talent young men will be following right behind these guys, looking for job opportunities as well. And Adrian, good to see you again. Brother Bonds as well, good to see you again, and thank you for the jobs that you've done for the previous graduates in my program. Mr. Bonds was able to allow us to be able to, in our last graduating class, hire 4 of the 10 guys at the Little Caesars Arena, and so these guys' lives have changed, their families' lives have changed as a result of our partnerships and the work that we're doing collectively. So today I'm asking even for more support. Who can help us continue the work that we're doing moving forward. And that's what I'm asking right now.
Okay. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you do. I want to say thank you to the young men for wanting to be successful and wanting to do something. You often find people that don't want to help themselves, and you all have taken a big step to be out there to help yourselves and to try to get employed. And skilled trades is definitely a good arena to be in, because you can make some good money in the skilled trades. And so we will continue to try to assist you where needed, to try to assist them to make sure that they are able to find something as Detroit continue to build and develop. We need all the Detroiters that we can get, because that's what's going on. People are saying we just don't have enough Detroiters. And so we will continue to work and try to hire as many as we can and try to get them trained, because that's the most important thing, to try to get them trained. So again, thank you.
And thank you. And one last thing, if I may ask, the gentlemen, first of all, you see most of them are suited up. A couple of them weren't available for that suit day, but Jackets for Jobs is one of our partners, and they were gracious enough to suit the guys up for this opportunity today and for their future interview opportunities as well. The last thing I want to say is that this probably will be the only time that we'll be able to see you here together, and we wanted to know if we would be able to have a photo out before, because you got some of these guys' parents out there waiting on them with the Grow Detroit Young Talent youngsters, and we wanted to be able to take a picture with you. I don't know if that's possible.
Okay, I need to keep the meeting
Yes, ma'am.
rolling, and so once we keep the meeting rolling, I try to step out.
Thank
So
you so
give me
much.
a minute.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to come to the portion where we ask everyone that's sitting up here, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Bell? I'm the gentleman that went to Romulus, and everything was taken care of, thanks to Mr. Bell. I have a question, Judge. I have 2 tickets left. Now.
In Detroit?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if I can take, I have like 3 job opportunities. Those 2 tickets are the only thing in my way to get my license back. So what and how can I get on that, take care of that?
What's your last name?
McCree.
Thursday.
Okay.
Come to 36th District Court at 1 o'clock. Go to the first floor windows. Let them know what your name is. Let them pull your driving record, those tickets. How old are the tickets?
This year,
This year.
unfortunately, yes. The beginning of the year.
What were the tickets for?
One for speeding and one for no license, suspended license.
All right, the speeding is a civil infraction. That's already in default.
Right.
Okay, you just owe the money for that.
Yes, sir.
What was the other one?
Driving with no license.
Driving with no
only,
license, okay. Most likely a misdemeanor. You need to get that warrant taken off. So when you pay your $100 and take the warrant off, if you want to plead guilty to it, they'll direct you to a courtroom and put you on a payment plan to pay that off.
Okay, now question. So I can start the job? Is there any way possible that they can give me a restricted license just to go back and forth to work?
Now, restricted licenses have to go through Third Circuit Court.
Okay.
Okay. We don't have the ability to give a restricted license in 36th District Court.
Okay.
But you can apply for one.
Okay.
And it's been some time since I've been through that process of filing a motion for a restricted license. But that's what it will entail, is filing a motion for a restricted license. I don't know how fast they get to that.
Okay.
But that would be in Circuit Court. I think it would be in the Coleman A. Young building. I think you would go through the civil judges for that as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, before I go up here, I know she has to leave as well. I'm going to ask Ms. Kelly if she will get some information regarding DSC.
Yes, thank you so much. As I mentioned earlier, I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for Detroit Employment Solutions Corporation. We currently have 3 one-stops available around the city. We are located on the northwest side of the city at Northwest Activity Center. We're also on the southwest side of the city at Sur Metro, which is located at 9301 Michigan Avenue. And we also have an east side location, which is Samaritan Center, which is at 5555 Connor. So I'm here today because for the various services that we offer, they include enrollment and registration into training programs. They also include support services for folks, because we realize that as people are looking to become job ready, that also means that they have to overcome certain other challenges that may get in the way. For example, issues around having professional clothing with which to go and interview. That would also include things like childcare provision, transportation to get to your interview, and a variety of other services as well. So we do provide assistance with that. We also do training and certification, and we also do employment and placement. So for folks who are looking for employment while they are trying to take care of these other challenges, we can also assist you with that as well. We do also recognize that as people are looking to go into the various trades, that different trades require different levels of reading and math skills. And in order to be eligible and qualify for a lot of those programs, you would need to make sure that you upskill yourself in those areas. So we also provide training and assistance in those areas also at no cost to you. The only cost I would say it would be is your time and your dedication to the process, okay? I just wanted to let you guys know, if you are indeed interested in any of the services that we offer, you can come to one of our one-stop locations, or you could go and register online with the DetroitAtWork.com. And that would allow you to at least pre-register, get you into our system. At that point, you would be able to get an appointment to come into one of our one-stops and see one of our career advisors who could then give you more information on how to move through the system. We also, when you come in, you can go through, you will go through an orientation process. It shouldn't take too long, but it will also, on the website, will provide you with different documentation that will help expedite the process. So when you get a chance, please go to the website and look at that. If you guys do not have internet access for any reason, you can either come into one of our one-stops and utilize our resource area, which is full of computers, or you can come to events like this where we have our Workforce One mobile unit, which is equipped with 12 different workstations on there where you can go on and utilize the internet. We have Wi-Fi on there. If you also want to work on your resume, you can do that on Workforce One. If you need to print or fax any information, you can do that from Workforce One. Typically, Workforce One will be at task force meetings like this or district community meetings about 2 hours before the meeting. So you guys can come and utilize Workforce One at that time. Or we have other places with community organizations or community events taking place around the city where you can also utilize Workforce One. If you have any more questions about any of our services or any of the things that we offer, I have flyers that are located at the back of the room on the table. Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you. I need to introduce my panel, start introducing my panel. So if you give me a minute, let me let the panel speak, and then I'll come back to you. If my panel up here can just introduce yourselves and just briefly, and hold on, y'all, don't make me hold up no sign now. Don't hold me 2 minutes. Introduce, talk about your program. If you have an apprenticeship program, what your apprenticeship program does. If you can briefly do that for me, beginning down on this end.
Thank you, President Jones. My name is Laura Reyes-Kopak, and I work with MCA, which is affiliated and has a collective bargaining agreement with Local 98, which is the plumbers, and Local 636, which is the pipe fitters. You can go on our website, which is mcadetroit.org, and look for further information. And also, you can look at the applications that are here and the pamphlets with all the specific requirements. But as a general rule, you have to have a valid driver's license, transportation, high school or GED, and also interview with the school with the apprentice program after you submit your application, and then you'll be determined whether or not you're accepted in the program. It's a 5-year program, and after 5 years, it's a parallel college career path, which you'll have, we have articulation agreements with the community colleges that you'd be able to be considered for your associate's degree, absent a few credit hours. I would urge you to look at the program. If it fits within your career, I would urge you to apply. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, I'm gonna put the judge in charge of this program, of you introducing. I know the judge know how to time you and stop you, because he a judge, he does that. So if they talking too long, judge, stop them.
How much time they get? 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
I have a clock
and I'm gonna run out and take a picture right quick.
Yeah, here it is. Hi, my name is Prudence Rose. I'm with Musk Careers, and if you've got one of these books that you picked up at the front, if you look inside the book, everything in white is all of the careers that are available to you. And you notice I said careers, because this isn't your father's blue-collar job any longer. This is now a career in the building trades. And what I want you to realize is, like Laura said, this is a parallel path to college, because when you leave the building trade, when you leave your classes and you become a full-fledged journeyman, you are only a few credits shy of an associate's degree. And like Laura said, we work with the colleges. And then at night, I've got guys that have worked for me. I was an electrical contractor for 28 years. I was the director of operations, and I had guys that worked for me, and they went to college at night. They got their bachelor's degree. They got their master's degree. Some of them got engineering degrees. Some of them went ahead and got project management, estimating degrees. So I could tell you all about how to get in the trades. Laura just did that. What I'm telling you is, once you're in, it is just the beginning of what you can become. And these are life-changing careers. And you have to really want it in here, because in here is where it starts. And if you want it in here and I see it, and believe me, I'll be more than happy to help you in any way I can. Thank you for your time.
30 seconds to spare.
I'm gonna take those 30 seconds. My name is Rick Proust, once again with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 58. We are privileged to have one of our successful students that went through our pre-apprenticeship program and is now an apprentice at the Red Wings Arena. Kanan, will you please come up and get on the mic? And I know he didn't even know, this is impromptu, he didn't even know he was gonna get on the mic. He thought he was just gonna show up and support. But here's a success story. A young man that came from a lot of adversity, got through it all, made through all the hoops and hurdles of life, and is here as a testimony of persistence, having a good, positive attitude. He is on one of the biggest jobs in the area. Kanan, please tell us what led you to the IBEW, what happened when you applied, and give us just a little brief story, please.
Thank you. Once again, yeah, my name is Kanan Pinkert. I'm a first-year apprentice with the IBEW, working down the Red Wings Arena like he just explained. This gentleman has helped me so much, Rick Proust. I just showed up to be supportive. Like he said, I had no idea I was going to be an introduction or even speaking at all. The way I applied, though, the way I heard about the IBEW itself was from another friend, and he actually applied and got in as well. We went through what was called a pre-apprentice program, and it was a 10-week program where it actually enhanced your math skills, brought some of those things back to life that you might not have done. Myself, I hadn't done them over 20 years. I'm 40 years old, so. But at the end of the day, what happened was I applied. I got in through the pre-apprentice program. It was a 10-week period, and it was a great opportunity for you to have a hands-on experience of actually doing the schoolwork and actually seeing what the job entailed as well, too. Now, since then, I'm in the program. I'm an apprentice. It's a 5-year program. I'm finishing up my first year, and I'm very thankful. It's a career. It's not a job, and it's something that we're building something every day, and I'm very excited to be a part of it, very much so.
All right. Thank you. And just the
program was a pre-apprenticeship for the IBEW.
So you can apply online to ibewlocal58.org. If you go to that website, there's an apprentice link. You can apply, go online and just check out the information. You can apply online if you want to become an electrician. How many people are here for the first time? All right, well, go to that website.
Time's up.
Hello again. My name's Tom Ward with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 2, Michigan. And I want to echo a little bit about what Prudence mentioned about it's a career, and it really is. And when you look at whatever you do that way, it will become one. If you look at it just as a job, that's probably all it'll ever be. One thing that is most rewarding for myself, and I started as an apprentice, worked my way through, and I run the training center for the Detroit area. The best part about my job right now is being able to give it back, teach, and coach. It's something that probably every journeyman or woman really loves about their job, taking new people in, putting them under their wing, like Rick did here, as we just seen, and showing them the ropes. And I'm sure he's a hard worker, and with that attitude, you could take it anywhere you want. You don't have to just go lay brick the rest of your life. Career paths open up. as you go. So anyway, best of luck. If anyone's interested in the trowel trades, brick, cement, tile, marble, terrazzo, and you love work, come and see me at 8 and Ryan, or after the meeting, I have cards. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Hello again. My name is Adrienne Bennett. I am the owner, president, and CEO of Benkari Mechanical. We're a Detroit-based business, and we're currently finishing up our phase at the arena. We have a 2-year contract currently with the Levin Courthouse. The one thing I can say as a contractor, I came through the apprenticeship myself. I did the 5 years. I've been in the industry for 42 years. I have the opportunity now, as you were just saying, to give back. The one thing I need to say is that with this industry, it's a lucrative industry. I've been able to raise 3 children. They all went to college. They've done very well. You will not find a better, more job secure industry to be in other than in the plumbing industry, Rick.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Krista King. I am the principal of Randolph Career and Technical Center, located at 17101 Hubble. I must say thank you, first of all, allowing me to be part of the panel here this evening. One of our primary goals at Randolph is to really expose youth to the variety of options available through a career technical education. We currently offer 5 different programs that is within construction trades, first being masonry, plumbing and pipe fitting, as well as carpentry. Those are all 1-year programs. We also have HVAC and we have CAD. We are adding the electrical program as well as marketing. Again, youth. So 10th through 12th graders are able to come to our Career Tech Center either in the AM or the PM session from various DPSCD schools as well as outside the public school system of Detroit. Because of a partnership that we recently signed, I guess I should say in December of 2016, through the mayor's workforce development team, we are receiving assistance, help in renovating our building, upgrading our classrooms, and getting the equipment and the supplies and resources that our students truly need. Again, my primary responsibility here today, being here today, is to really share with you guys the wonderful opportunities that our youth have. But most importantly, I'm hoping that you all can go out and be a mouthpiece for me as well, because a lot of people still don't even realize Randolph exists, or they thought it went away, but we are there. And so I'm hoping that with opportunities such as this, and really just continuing in educating and providing general knowledge to our students with the different options available at the CTE Center, we will see growth in our enrollment. Thank you.
Perfect. All right.
All right. Again, I am Judge Kenneth King, 36th District Court. I'm currently assigned to the criminal division in 36th District Court, so hopefully none of you ever have to encounter me on a daily basis. Most people who see me aren't very happy to see me. I get 1 in 4 felonies that take place in the city of Detroit, so it's usually not a pleasant experience. However, I'm also the former Chief Judge of 36th District Court, and so I have a pretty good understanding of the interworkings of our court system and my colleagues and what we do. And what we're trying to do is we're not trying to lock everybody up and throw away the key, particularly as it relates to our traffic matters. We want to get you guys licensed. We want to get you guys employed. We want to do everything that we can to help our community. Taxing you for your dollars is not what we're in the business of doing. We want to get you on the right track, and everything that we can do to do that, we're amenable to doing. So I thank you, and I thank Council President Jones for allowing me the opportunity to come in to speak to you. I'm very thankful and grateful for the relationship that we've been able to forge over the years, and anything that I can do personally to help whomever, I'm willing to do. Thank you.
All right, he was under 2 minutes.
I'm Antoine Bell with Local 1191. I'd like to thank all you guys for coming out. As you can see, we have the trades here. This is a good time to be part of something special in the city. We need employment from our city, from our residents. This is a time to get a career. This is also the time to make a good living wage, because that's what it's all about. Not just to take care of yourself, but to take care of your families. So this is a time for you to dust yourself off, to be proud, to be a Detroiter, and to come forth and claim your jobs. I work with Local 1191. Our website is local1191.org. Again, local1191.org. You can go on our website, take advantage of all these trades, network with everybody, and then go home and say to yourself, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to start a new day, and I'm going to go look for a job, not just for myself, for my family, for my community, because we're all one big family. And the lower end to the top end, in between, we all have to come together and network and help with each other and be a part of this beautiful city.
What is your trade?
Labor's Local, 1191. We're hosting today. Sorry.
Okay, everybody knew 1191, but they didn't know what the trade was for 1191.
And we're looking for not a few good men and women, but a lot of good men and women.
All right, all right. Okay.
Excuse me. I got kind of excited about we do laborers work. We do anything working with other skilled trades, concrete, drywall. We also do pipe, underground work, distribution, building trades. We do a host of construction work. And we also have a training facility in Wayne and Perry that we can send all our members to get skilled trade in different aspects of construction. All you have to do is go on the website, apply, and then we'll take it from there. Phone number is 313-894-2241. Of course, this is our location at 2161 West Grand Boulevard.
All right, thank you. Mr. Williams, Mr. David Williams, hold on for one moment. You want to talk about what's going on? You want to go to that mic, or you can come up here. Actually, you want to sit right there? And
good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Williams. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation, Council President. I serve in the mayor's office on the economic development team, and basically just wanted to give a very brief announcement about the Herman Kiefer Development Project. As I believe many of you may know, the former Herman Kiefer Hospital building right on the Lodge Freeway, about 3 or 4 miles north of downtown. The city RFP'd that a couple years ago, and we actually bring a developer on board to revitalize that entire complex of buildings as a commercial and mixed-use project. So that development team, they'll be here for this October meeting to kind of talk more about their actual project, the scope of work, and how they'd like to get kind of the skilled trades in on all those opportunities. I just wanted to make sure that people were kind of aware of the project, and that if there are any questions, you can either kind of give those to me or maybe through Council President's office, so we can make sure that that developer is kind of prepared to talk to those questions specifically when they come here in October. I mean, I think the basic message is, like a lot of things happening in the city, it is a big project, and I think we in the mayor's office, as well as obviously our colleagues on council and this developer, really want to make sure that Detroiters are involved in kind of rebuilding this city, especially with the Herman Kiefer Development Project. So feel free to reach out to me at this meeting. Also, I can give you my email address if there are any questions, and I can make sure that for the October meeting that the development team will be here to kind of talk more through their scope of work and what opportunities will be available. So thank you for having me here. Your email address? Yep, it is Williams, D-A-V, so that's W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S, D-A-V, at DetroitMI.gov.
Okay, a little bit slower.
Yeah, absolutely. Williams, D-A-V, at DetroitMI.gov.
all right. Do we have any other trades that are here that are not sitting up here? Any developers that are here that are not sitting up here? Okay, Percy, what your...
Right quick. I'm Percy Johnson, and I'm going to ask you to use me as an individual that can help you be informed with everybody that's at that panel. I personally will talk to you and give you their phone number, their contact number, and text it to your phone number so you have it. I saw a lot of you fighting, trying to get to retrieve the numbers that they were giving out to contact them. So take my number and text me help and your first and last name, and I will get with you. My phone number is 313-719-9921. And use me as someone to help guide you and to coach you into getting in touch with these individuals. And a lot of them would tell you that sitting at the panel that I have gotten with them, and I will make sure that they follow back up with you. If you don't get a call from them within a day or so with their schedule, we'll make sure that you get contact and receive help. So use that to your advantage. Also, come this April, I'm sorry, August the 5th, at my local 22 on Michigan Avenue.
Is that UAW?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Everybody like to give a number.
Okay.
Nobody likes to say what local union it is. They just like to give the number.
It's coming. It's coming. Okay. All right. At 4300 Michigan Avenue, that is UAW Local 22. Deuce. We are having a job fair that's going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's the first Saturday of August. And Brenda Jones will be there help assisting with the job fair. A lot of these recruiters will be there and information on their contact on how you can get into their programs. And also, Judge Deborah Thomas will be there with the felony expungement information. So if you have a felony, and you're trying to get your record clear, take advantage of Judge Thomas assisting you, and this is free. She will have attorneys there to help guide you, and she will walk you through the process of you getting your felony lifted. So please come, and that time is from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. The job fair is from 9 to noon. Then we're gonna have a little lunch, and then we'll start back up again at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock with Judge Thomas and her felony expungement program. So please take advantage of that. One more time, my phone number, 313-719-9921. Text me help, your first and your last name, and I will get with you and help guide you. Thank you. Pizza and pop. That's I can tell you. All right.
Before you go, let me let Quick and Long go. Percy, go ahead. I'm through.
Okay.
You're finished. Thank you. Let me let Quick and Long Bedrock go next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Hedden. I'm here on behalf of Quicken Loan / Bedrock. Just want to let everybody know that we have a lot of ground-up construction that will be coming online soon, as well as rehab work, and we do utilize union trades on all of our jobs. So anyone and everyone that's here that wants to sign up, it's definitely a good career to get into. And then I'd also like to say, I'm a graduate of Randolph, so I actually was a property manager. So I took AutoCAD and heating and cooling and was certified in high school, and I ended up becoming a property manager at Bedrock. So I learned a lot before I even needed or thought that I would utilize that information. So anybody that can utilize the information in these programs, please do so. Thank you.
I just have a quick announcement to make. We are having a Detroiters for the building trades employment for apprenticeships, and it's a big trade fair it's a building trades fair, and it's on August 10th. It's a Thursday morning, and it's at the Mayflower Church, and it's from 9 to 1. I'll see how many of these flyers I have if anybody's interested. We're going to have a lot of trades there, and electrical will be there, and plumbing will be there. I'll be there with all the different things. So we have about 7 or 8 trades coming right now. Iron workers are going to be there. I'm hoping to get the boiler makers there and the roofers and a lot of different people. But there'll be opportunities, and I believe the bricklayers may be bringing contractors with them. So that's an opportunity that you don't want to miss. If there's a job opportunity, the bricklayers may have it. So if anybody has any that wants to get a hold of me or anything, if you've got the MUST card, prose@mustcareers.org, you can email me and I'll send you a flyer, or you can talk to Laura, myself, Laura Kopak, myself, and Alicia from DTE, and Mr. Rick Talley. We're putting this on, and we're working with 4 other ministers. Mr. Talley? 4 other ministers? Yes, we're working with 4 other pastors in the area, and we're working with a lot of the different Detroit organizations that work in the neighborhood. So it's going to be a really great fair, and I suggest all of you try and attend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, how are you today?
I am blessed by the best.
Very, very good. And Mrs. King, how are you? I've been attending these meetings for a long time now, and I'm an architect by profession, so I'm not a builder or a painter or whatever by training, but at heart I am. For this last year, I've been working with Mrs. King at the Randolph Career Training Education Center, and this summer we have a group of students, and like Superman, he takes off his shirt and he shows my uniform. So I'm with the Detroit Youth on the Youth Energy Squad, and we've been working in the Detroit Public Schools for the last 5 years. And last year I had the opportunity to meet Mrs. King and to get involved with a number of teachers like Mr. Bracey and Mr. McLean and others at the school. And now this summer I have a number of their students working with us in career training, and what we do is we provide the ability for our students to do things like rebuild stairs from scratch. In this city, we work with Rippling Hope, and they have a number of groups in the city, and we put our kids to work to teach them all about putting a stair together. That's the before, and that was the after. So we've been teaching them skill sets. And I am so lucky to be on the advisory board for the school, and I haven't returned Mrs. King's calls because I've been so busy with the kids. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, get done at 4:30, and doing this career path and elements. And by the way, I took the kids to the Detroit Historical Museum the other day, and I parked and I put my money into the tag, and guess what? I got there 7 minutes before the meter was supposed to run out, and I got a ticket. What am I supposed to do? I will pay for it because it's worth it with the kids. But in any case, we work very, very hard, and I work with IDW.
That's not the judge, that would be us.
That's for the Detroit. So a week, and I've put a call into your office to leave you a message about next Friday, where we have 42 students in the city of Detroit, and we're having a face-to-face roundtable, it's speed dating with the professionals. And I've invited a few to come to be there with our students next Friday, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to attend or have a representative from your office and do those kinds of things. So we're really excited, and as an architect, I'm learning a lot of stuff. I graduated from Mumford High School in and go Mustangs, and I've taught there and a number of other things. So it's been an exciting thing to come back to the community and give back to the fact that where I lived and working within the city of Detroit. And thank you for being a graduate of CT, and maybe you would like to come over on next Friday from 10 to 2 and meet and see the school.
The judge said your 2 minutes is up.
Good.
Okay. Did you want to say anything, Steve Ogden? No. Okay. Okay. Now it's your turn. You have a few minutes, if you have any questions, to come to the mic and ask your questions. If you have any questions, it is your turn to come to the mic and ask your questions. I always say no question is a dumb question other than the question that you walk out of here and say, God, I should have asked that question. God, I wish I would have had the answer to that question, because if you think it's a dumb question, somebody probably got that same question and sitting there saying, that's a dumb question. So if you have a question, please ask it. It's not a dumb question. This is your meeting. We're here to assist you and to help you.
Good afternoon again, panel. Hopefully this question is not dumb. This question is specifically for Judge King. Judge King, my name is Malik Riley. I work at Sir Metro as a job developer and youth development specialist.
Okay.
So I work with 16 and 24-year-olds, and one of the biggest barriers that we see are the driver's licenses. And so I know you said there's a program in place where Detroiters can actually go down and spend $100 to get the warrants removed, but I deal with people who don't have $100. So what is the solution with that, especially with the younger adults?
So again, and I'm not going to put Judge King on that spot because he's definitely not on that docket now unless he has an answer. We are working with the city. I'm working with the Human Rights Department to try to find a way to transfer some of the money that we received from penalties and fines into a program that will help assist people in paying the driver's responsibility. So we're working on that currently. Okay. And hopefully we'll have something to report at our September meeting. We don't have a meeting in August, y'all. Remember, we don't have a meeting in August. Don't forget, in September though. We'll see you in September. Hopefully we'll have a response to that by September.
Okay. And hopefully you guys can send some of those funds to Sir Metro, because we do deal with hundreds of young people and I see them every day who
So I don't know how the program is going to work, whether or not it'll be directly sending money to a program or whether or not it'll be something through the city and they will have to go through the city in order to get those dollars. But we're working on that and I will be able to tell you exactly, hopefully, how we're going to implement that.
Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. One more question?
How you doing? My name is Johnny Swift II. I work with Detroit Training Center. I'm also a member of Local 1191. So I'm an instructor at Detroit Training Center. I know we've dealt with a few different trades, unions, contractors, and things like that. And my question, it kind of chimes along with the thing with the driver's license. And we have a lot of returning citizens is what I'm going to. A lot of them are discouraged because they can't get into these jobs, into programs, and get on these job sites. So are there any solutions or anything that, from a trade aspect or judge, like recommendations or any type of advice that you can give to those guys?
Currently, we have a need for skilled workers. What we do, having a driver's license will hinder your ability to get an apprenticeship program, but we can sign you up as a white ticket permit hand to where you can work and make money and save enough money to go ahead and get your license back.
Okay.
We can put you to work, but we want you to have your license because having a license in a vehicle basically is a tool of the trade. Right. You know, there's 68 counties in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. We cover 64 of them. So our work is spread out throughout the whole Lower Peninsula of Michigan. So, yeah, we want you building Detroit, but there's a lot of work out there. There's a lot of work out there. So we will work with a young man or a returning citizen and put him to work so he can build up enough money to get his license back.
Yeah, get everything together. And not
to come to the court to address it. It's not going to go away by not coming to court to address it. We're not looking to put you in jail. We're looking to help you get it resolved so you can get on the track of getting your driver's license.
Okay. And as far as even with the license, I guess what I was really trying to get to was felons or someone having a felony, whether it's men or women. How have you seen that affect their job search and them actually obtaining jobs and getting out here? Because we see quite a few people come through programs, and I'm not quite sure what the placement rate is, but it's some of the guys, I mean, it's just disheartening to me to see them come back and they sat through a program, went through 6-8 weeks of training, no job, no money, catching a bus, walking, and they can't get in somebody's, job site and give them a shot.
So I'm going to answer that for all the trades. Most of the trades will hire ex-felons.
Right.
However, here's the problem. They won't tell the truth.
Right.
You gotta tell the truth. You gotta tell the truth. You gotta tell the truth. Because when they find out they haven't told the truth, even if they get hired, they're gonna let them go. Right. So most of the trades, the majority of the trades, do not have a problem with hiring a returning citizen. But they have to check the box. If there's a box there that asks them. Now, the city has an ordinance that says for city contractors that deal with the city, there is no box. There should not be a box unless they're dealing with something that where they really cannot hire, like you're working in a casino. In the casino, you're not going to hire someone who has done armed robbery. Right. So they normally do not have a box because we have an ordinance that says ban the box, but they have to tell the truth. And so again, most of the trades have nothing against an ex-felon. They have to tell the truth. Right. And the biggest problem to everybody is right now, and I'm going to try to work on this too, is that you have to be drug-free. You have to be drug-free. And I just call it the way I see it, the way I know it is. There used to be a day where you got a little thing that you went to the bathroom in and your urine, you put the urine. It's not like that now. They might pull your hair. They might take your blood, so you can't tell your friend, meet me in the bathroom and pass it up under the stall. It don't work like that no more. So they have to be drug-free. And I don't know anybody's business and don't want to know it because mine is too much. Get yourself cleared and clean before you go to apply for these apprenticeship programs, because if you're not drug-free, that's when you're going to have the problem. So you know that you have to be drug-free. Get yourself drug-free, and then go apply for the apprenticeship program. If you need some assistance in trying to get yourself drug-free, we have people who help with that too. Call my office, say you need some assistance, and have me call you back. But we want to try to help everybody. We want to try to help everybody. Young lady?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I won't be long. I just have two things I just wanted to say. First, my name is Jessica Miles. I'm a project manager for Beaumont Health. My location is Botsford, and we are currently building 2 5-story towers, and we're looking for facilities people. So I definitely can be a point of reference as far as the trades, as far as electricians, pipe fitters, painters, whole 9 yards. So if anyone is already in their apprenticeship, definitely reach out to me. The second thing I want to say is I just want to say thank you to this panel. I was personally invited by Ms. Linda and then also Mus, some of my NAWIC members that I'm on the board with. And I just also want to say, how can someone get more involved with the task force? I know you guys host this meeting, but is there other events? I'm personally a vessel that would like to be used just for volunteer work. I have so many people my age come up to me and they say, Jessica, you know, I'm looking for a job or I'm looking for a trade and things like that. So I use my social media, like I posted this event and I'm posting the job fair that's coming up with Mus and your event that's coming up. And I just want to be able to be used as possible. So is there any way I can give my contact information to anyone and maybe get on an email list or anything like that?
So let me say, if you can stay a little after 6, most of the time they don't run out. Just today I'm running out because I have another commitment, and because I normally don't run out either. But if you can stay, I'm sure they will be happy to give you or tell you how you can be of assistance. We love volunteers.
Okay.
We love them. So I'm sure, and any time we can be of assistance to you, don't hesitate to let us know as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Sabian Agee. I really don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you to Brenda Jones and the panel. I began coming to these meetings September of 2015, and I have been employed at Little Caesars Arena I'm going into my second year of carpentry, Carpenter's Apprentice, Local 687. And I just want to thank you so much for having this type of events to try to get us back on our feet and working, yes, with livable wages. But thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So again, I just want to mention the expungement, pardons, and job fair, which is at local UAW, Local 22 at 4300 Michigan Avenue. The job and career fair is from 9 a.m. to noon. Several ex-felon-friendly employers will be there. Bring your resume and dress in business attire. The expungement, and there will be lunch, light lunch from 12 to 1. It's free. Expungement and pardon seminar, how to expunge criminal records by Judge Deborah Thomas is the facilitator from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The last time we did it, we was packed out. We could not even let more people in, and there were a whole lot of people trying to get in. So if this does not affect you and you know someone that it does affect, we only ask that you pass the information around. We try to reach everybody we can reach. And sometimes we don't know the people that you know, and you know people that we don't know. So share the information. We want to help everybody that we can help. Linda thinks I read lips, and so I'm going to ask her to come to the mic and say whatever it is she's moving her lips trying to tell me to do.
Well, Council President, I was only asking if you could ask the panel to please, if they're available on that day, if they would please come and be a part of the job fair. The job fair, again, is from 9 until 3, and we would ask if you are going to be a part of the job fair, if you will please be there by 8 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock, when we open the doors, we are all set up and ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you. And then our next meeting, we normally meet every month, but the only months we don't meet is August and December. Council is supposed to be on recess in August and December. Notice I said supposed to, because most of the time I'm working. I'm going to take 1 week off. So we will not meet in August. Our next meeting will be September the 26th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you will call Linda, or she will email you if she has your email address, and hopefully everyone has signed in. That will be our next meeting. I want to take the opportunity to thank you all for coming out. We would not have a meeting if you all would not be sitting here. So we thank you all for being here. I want to give a shout out to the Randolph Institute. I was there the other day visiting. I'm ready for the Institute to open. I have been at Randolph before, and so I know what the school is capable of doing, and so I'm looking forward to the reopening of the Randolph Career Facility. There will be a daughter education there, as well as our children, our DPS children, and so I'm looking forward to that. Again, pass the information on. As you get the information, we need to share information with other people. We need to learn how to help each other, because that's what we're all here for. You know, they say, someone used me. It's okay to use a person. The problem is when you misuse a person, because we all need each other. And so we all have to use each other from time to time. So use each other to pass the information on. We have so many people in the city of Detroit unemployed. Our unemployment rate is sky high. But we have so many apprenticeship programs and so many trades that need to hire Detroit workers. So we need to have this room packed with standing room only so that we can get everyone employed. Thank you to my media crew. They've hung in with me. They've been working all day. Before 10 a.m., they had to set up. They've been working. Thank you so much to my media crew. Thank you to all the people that are on this panel. They have been working as well all day. Thank you to the security that's here, and most of all, thank you to Local 11. Y'all know they stand up here and don't tell us what union they are. But thank you for allowing us to use your space, use your lights, your electricity, and welcome us to this facility. We look forward to seeing you all in September. Have a safe summer. Let's get the jobs to rolling. Meeting stands adjourned.